Last Saturday, we beat Hemsworth Town at home. How did you find that game?
At first, I think we didn't really get to grips with the game first 20 minutes. We was under the cosh, probably lucky to be 0-0 at the time. And then a little bit of good play, good pass from Andy into Spenno, and I think Spenno does really well from when he gets hold of the ball. He goes past the defender like he's not really there, and then good finish, and it was kind of against the run of play, and I think it was something that Chorley did to us on Tuesday night. Goals change games, and us scoring that goal against Hensford just give us that little bit of a lift, bit of a push, and they just sank a little bit, and then obviously half time came, and then once half time came, we started really bright in the second half, and it was like a completely different game. We was on top. We looked like the only team that was really going to score. They had a couple of half chances where possibly a bit of sloppy defending from a corner, I think I remember. But apart from that, they didn't really look like scoring. And I think the difference between the Chorley game and the Hensford game, Chorley did what we did to Hensford. They scored first, and a massive difference to us. Made a massive difference to their game. They just improved a little bit, and we just obviously chasing the game and stuff like that. Whereas exactly the same with Hensford, we scored against them first. They're then chasing the game, and we grew stronger into the game. And obviously, for a point, we must have had about 5 or 6 chances where we could have made it more than 3. It would have been quite an embarrassing score if we'd have probably been a bit cute with the ball. But I suppose that's obviously the side of football that we need to get better at. Losing 3-0 away from home it's always a bad thing. It's obviously conceding 3 goals, which are really poor goals in my eyes, as terms of a lot of things. It's not just defence. It could be account of a number of things, but they're just poor, sloppy goals like that can be eradicated so easily if everyone would just switched on a bit more spatially aware, I suppose. But I suppose that's what people have to learn.
What was the dressing room like after the defeat? And do you think the players can bounce back against Fylde? Yeah, we can definitely bounce back. We've got a very strong character and belief in our changing room. Obviously, we've got a lot of good characters in our room who will help us bounce back. Obviously, our away form is not the best. And it's something that we need to improve on. If we improve on that by 10%, I think it'll make such a difference by picking up maybe a point when we're getting beat and picking up 3 points when we should have got instead of drawing. I think obviously then points will make a massive difference towards the end of the season, because if I'm honest, I don't want to jinx us, but I think at home we're far too much for a lot for teams in our league. It's just away from home we don't seem to be able to. I don't know what it is. God knows what it is. We don't seem to score first. If we score first, I think we've got every chance of winning when we score first. Because I don't know why, it just gives us that belief. But when we go goal down away from home, it feels like one of them. Do you know what I mean? Because we're in, I won't say bad form, but we're not in great form away from home. So, but I think we'll bounce back. It's a big game, and obviously we've got big players, game players in our dressing room, and I think we'll respond and get a win. Because I think Fylde will suit us a little bit better as well. The way that they play the game, the way the pitch is there, I think it'll suit us a bit better. Whereas Chorley, a bit of a pitch where we can't play our football on. It didn't really help us in as such. We need to get better at playing on them horrible nights, Tuesday night games, horrible pitches against a team that are organised and dogged. We need to get better against teams like that. Teams who'll play football against us, we'll generally probably beat most of the time. So I suppose it's something that we'll have to learn. Even though County were losing, the fans sang non-stop to the end. How does it feel to be backed by that support, and does it spur you on?
Oh, totally. Obviously, our our fans are obviously by far the best in our league by an absolute country mile. Like they took, I think it was nearly 600 fans to Chorley on a Tuesday night when it's freezing cold, and the possibility they could have watched England versus Scotland. And obviously instead they've come out and paid the money, and obviously we need to give them a better performance than we did. More often than not, we do generally give a good performance. I just think we had a mad 20 minutes in the game, obviously not counting the last goal, but a mad 20 minutes in the game where they just got on top and they scored 2 goals. They had 2 chances, scored 2 goals. Whereas, obviously, I think majority of the time we do give them a good account of ourselves. But yeah, I think our fans are obviously class. They obviously, you can well and truly tell it's a league club backed by league fans. Just tells by the attendances we get on a regular basis, outweigh anybody's in our league. It's always good to have a good backing.
Do you think it's a privilege to play for County?
Oh yeah, it feels like I'm back at a league club again. Not just the fans, but everything about the club is. It feels like a league club again. Obviously the stadium, fans, the staff, the players. A lot of the players in the team have all played league level and played at a decent level. If some of them have played even higher, like Millie's played in the Premiership, do you know what I mean? We've got a good group of lads in the team, and I think obviously it's a big set. We've had a big setback, and everyone, there'll be a negative feeling about the place in terms of not in the changing rooms, I mean outside of the changing rooms. There'll be a negative belief that we can't just turn it around and we might just be a Nearly team. But I think just a couple of tweaks that we can improve on, and I think we'll be there or thereabouts definitely come end of the season.
Richie, thank you much.
No problem, mate.